Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tabe test preparation. Today's video is going to be on mathematics computation. Mathematics computation is a section that you could possibly get on the Tabe test, and this video is totally free. It won't cost you anything. I understand. I had to take it one time, and I was pretty much looking for training, and I didn't have a lot of money, so this I did very well in the test. I maxed it out actually, so I'm making this video to share with people to see if you're really ready, because if you are not ready for the test, then you probably need to prepare. They give you little web links and stuff like that of okay, who's giving the test and stuff like that, but the thing is, a lot of people are selling this information, and so this is a site, or not a site, it's just a video or a channel where you can just come and see if you're ready for it. So let's just jump right into it. First, they'll give you a sample, okay, that you'll have to fill in, and just to get you acclimated to filling in the Scantron section of it. So let's say this was question 1, and on the Scantron side you would have a 1, and then you'd have an A, a B, a C, a D, like that, right? So then the actual question in the test booklet that you're looking at would be like, okay, question 1, right? And then it would say 12 plus 7, and then you would have A, B, C, D, right? And let's just say we had 19, 3, 2, 44. All right, now 12 plus 7 is 19, and this is just question number 1. I'll put it there. So 12 plus 7 is 19, and so you will go to the appropriate, and the Scantron will have a bunch of these. But what you have to do is you have to look at the question in the test booklet that you're looking at, and then you have to go to the response area, and since 12 plus 7 is 19D, then you would just fill in that circle. You're going to be doing this with a number 2 pencil, okay? So there's no calculators. You're not going to have a calculator. You won't be able to use a calculator. You're going to have to do all this stuff on paper. So that's just an overview of how you would fill out the questions. And then let's say question number 2, just to, some people have not taken Scantron tests before. Let's say we gave you, I don't know, 24 divided by 2, and A would be 4, B would be 22, C would be 13, D would be 12. Okay, well, by hand we work this out to 24, 2 goes into 2 one time, 4, 2 goes into 4 twice. Our answer is 12, which is D. And then we go to the corresponding circle with the number 2 pencil and fill that out. Okay, so make sure that your question matches on the answer sheet. And these are 2 different entities. This would be actually the test booklet you'd be looking at. And then you would have an answer sheet. Okay, so and like I said, take your time. If you got to rewind this, because I understand a lot of people have not taken tests in years, and then they want to give you a test, and then this is the training that you want to get depends upon this test. So I'm going to give you some test taking tips. First of all, if you get hung up on a certain question, just keep going, because it is time. So if you get hung up on a question, keep going, because you may be able to answer more questions and score more points. If I have, let's say, 25 questions, right? And I do 1, I do 2, I do 3, I do 4, I do 5, right? I get hung up on 5 for like 15 minutes. That's kind of not good, because in 15 minutes I could have been knocking out more questions, scoring more points, and then after I got done, then I could come back to number 15. Okay? So you want a nice even flow when you're working through the problems. If something hangs you up, put a check mark next to it or something, and keep knocking out more questions. A lot of people do that. Like they want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they get to this question, and then they're like, wow, I don't understand this, and time is wasting. Time is wasting. So don't get hung up on the question. Keep going. All right. The idea is to score points. So let me just give you an idea. Now again, like I told you, these questions are going to have to be worked out by hand. So let's let's work on, and I'm going to do a video later. It's going to be a whole actual sample tape test. I'm getting that done now, and again, yeah, it'll be free as well, but just to show you some of the mechanics and methods I use. But right now we're going to execute problems in math. Alright, let's say we are going to multiply 452 times 7. Okay, again, when you see this, you're going to have to do this, no calculator. 7 times 2 is 14, carry a 1. 35, 7 times 5 is 35, adds 1 because we carried the 1. 36, carried a 3. 7 times 4 is 28. We carried a 3 over. 28, 31. So that is our answer, 3,164. Let's see, they may give you a division problem. All right, say 2 divided by 246. Just making this up right off the top of my head. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times. That is our answer. Nothing remaining. 123. Now, let's try another one. 24 times 20. No, you know what? Let's do something interesting. I'm going to show you a couple ways to divide, because I like showing my rapid math system. Now, you could look at this 12 times 10, and if you do it the old-fashioned way, you would say 0 times 2 is 0, 0 times 1 is 0. Another 0 down for a second row. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 1 is 1, and the answer is 1 to 120. You could do it like that. If you kind of have a good grasp of numbers, when anything is multiplied by 10, all you do is add a 0 to the number. So if 12 is multiplied by 10, all we have to do is just add a 0, 120. If 13 was multiplied by 10, 130. If 14 was multiplied by 10, 140 would be the answer. Okay. Another method I'd like to show you, and you don't have to use it unless you know, it's just something I like to show. The way I do mathematics is, let's say if I had 12 times 13. Alright, what I do is I set up a reference number of 10. 12 is 2 above, 13 is 3 above. 1, 2, 12 plus 3 is 15, add a 0. 2 times 3 is 6, 156 is my answer. Alright, if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, 6, 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 6. same thing. So there's different ways of doing it, and you can pause and look at it again if you don't understand that. Or if you didn't catch that, 4 times 48. 4 goes into 1. 4 goes into 4 one time. 8 comes down. 4 goes into 8 twice. Answer is 12. Okay. Okay. 308 times 9. 9 times 8 is 72. Carry 7. 9 times 0 is 0. 7 comes down. 3 times 9 is 27. 2,772 is our answer. Alright. You'll also get something like fractions, mixed numbers. A couple like things I'd like to show you with fractions. And I give you these methods because I want you to cover them so you can knock them out fast. Let's say we have 1/2 plus 3/8. Okay. Old-fashioned way was we'd say 1/2 plus 3/8. We'd make a line out here, and we'd say, okay, 8 is going to be the common denominator, so 3/8 doesn't change. In order to turn 2 into an eighth, we have to multiply it by 4. Whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. We multiply by 4, we get 4/8. Then we add 4 into 3, and we get 7/8. That's a lot. I have a quicker way of doing it. I would just say 1/2 plus 3/8. I use a method called cross multiplying the denominators and numerators. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2 times 3 is 3, and then the bottom 2 times 8 is 16, and I would get, make sure 11, I'm sorry, this is actually 2 times 3 was 6. My fault. I make mistakes too sometimes, folks. That's why if you haven't done this in a while, you need to get with this video and practice it. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And I do this all the time, and sometimes I make mistakes. 7/8. Okay, so I like my method a little bit better. This one takes up a whole lot more room. And if you didn't catch that, just rewind it. If you need me to do more questions, just respond in the comment box, and I'll take care of you guys. And again, you don't pay anything for this. The knowledge is free. They'll give you money type 724.38 plus I don't know, $58.04. 8 plus 4 is 12, carry 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Decimal comes down. 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry the 1. 7. 5, 2, 7. Got the 1 there. It's 8. $782 is our answer. Okay. We added a fraction when we multiply fractions. Now the one we did before was addition, and this one is multiplication. So, but when we multiply it, we do something completely different. All right. When we multiply, we just so 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 8 is 32. 3/32 is the answer. All right. As opposed to, okay, so that's multiplication of fractions. If you haven't done division of fractions, let's do this. 1/2 divided by 3/8. Well, if you understand fractions and division, this 1/2 is multiplied by the reciprocal. So when you see the division sign in the middle, it is 1/2 times 8/3. The reciprocal is the same fraction, just flipped over. So the 8 goes up, the 3 comes down, and then we multiply. Okay? 8/6. This reduces to 4/3. That is the numerator should always be smaller than the denominator, and that's not the case. So this turns into a mixed number, 1 1/3. That was division of fractions. So the division of fractions actually turns into a multiplication problem. Again, 1/2 plus 2/8, and let's say 1/2 minus 1/4. All right, again, my method, you can do it the old school way if you want. I'll do it the old school method and the new school method. All right, what I call a new school. Okay, so cross multiply, no, we're doing it the old way, I'm sorry. It's 2/8. 8, it will be the common denominator between 8 and 2. So this does not change. We multiply it by 4 to get 8. We'll multiply by 4 again to get 4. So this is actually 6/8. Or we could use my rapid method. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 times 2 is 4/2 times 8, which is 16. 12/16, it reduces to 6/8, which reduces to 3/4, 3/4. Okay. And I think I stopped at 6/8, and I should have when I did it the old way. Yeah, I did. I think I did. 2/8, 4/8, 6/8. This became 6/8. It should have been reduced to 3/4. So you have to watch that. I make mistakes, but I do a lot of math, and I tend to catch myself. Now, with the subtraction, 4 times 1 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2/8, which is 2/8, which can reduce to 1/4. If we do it the rapid way. If we do it the old-fashioned way, we set it up old school. 1/2 minus 1/4. All right. 4 will be the common denominator. 2/4 minus 1 is going to be 1/4. All right, that is going to be our answer. 2/4 minus 1/4 equals 1/4. Okay. What else would they give you? Good fractions. Negative numbers, okay. When working numbers, if you've never worked with positive and negative numbers, if you have not done algebra, remember the old school number line. Okay, and I might as well, -6. Okay, the old number line, we used to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, there's also a negative side. We have negative numbers. If you've never taken algebra, you have positive and you have negative numbers when you come to, when we talk about the number line. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, this is how we normally count. But we could go the other direction. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So, that being said, when we have certain questions, let's say -3 plus 2. The 3, all right, So we'll just imagine we're at the number line here, and -3 is here. So we go -1, -2, -3. We go -3 points in the negative direction. So this is the positive direction. I'll put a plus sign. And this is the negative, NEG. I'll put a minus sign direction. So if we go -1, 2, 3 units in the negative direction, and then we go 2 units, 1, 2 in the positive direction, we wind up with -1. Okay, I'll do a couple of these, don't worry. Let's say -2 plus -2. What does that equal? You have to understand, we put this thing in a parentheses, and they have quite a few of these questions concerning positive and negative numbers, or what we would call integers in algebra, a positive and negative numbers. So it is very important that you get this. But -2 plus -2 is just really, you know, let's say we're going -2, and then we're going another -2. So we're at 0 in the negative direction, 1, 2, and then plus another -2, 1, 2. So the answer is -4. All right. Another concept, multiplication. -2 times a -2 is actually +4. If you don't see a number or a sign in front of the 4, that it automatically means it's positive. Okay. -2 times 0 equals 0. Anything multiplied by 0 equals 0. All right. So negative numbers, we do fractions. Okay. They also cover percentages. All right. Percentages, let's say they say, and it's important that you remember the is over of formula. Let's say I want to know, they'll ask you, what percent is 35 of 100? That's what they would ask you, a question something like that. What percent is 35 over 100? Well, is over of. So I put is over of is my formula, equals the percentage over 100. All I have to do is cross multiply and divide. Now what I mean by that is, you want to know what percent is 35 over 100. So I will put 35 here. I will put 100 here, because is 35 goes up top of 100, and if I multiply 35 times 100 and then divide it by 100, we would have 35%. 35 is 30. What percent is 35 over 100? Is 35%. I did that one. That's pretty easy. What percent is 25 of 200? There you go. So again, I got to remember is over of equals whatever my percent that I'm trying to find over 100. My is 25. My of is 200. Can you say that is 25 of 200? Pretty simple if you can remember the formula, right? So what I would do is I would multiply 25. You multiply the numerator and the denominator that are directly diagonal of each other. So anytime I multiply anything by 100, 10, or whatever, however many zeros it has there, 10, 100, 1000 is added to the 25. So 25 times 100 is actually 25. How many zeros? Bang, bang. 2500. And then 2500 will be divided by 200. Now, there's a couple quick reference ways I can do this, but I'm going to keep it simple. 200 goes into 2, 0 times. 200 goes into 25, 0 times. 200 goes into 250, 1 time. So 250 is left over. Alright, we drop a 0, 500. 200 goes into 500 twice. 2, 400. We have 100. So that we have 100 remaining. Alright, so we put a decimal there, and we add another 0. 200 goes into 1,000 5 times. So 25 is actually 12.5% of 100. Okay. 20. Yep. Okay. So you would have percentages, and that's pretty much the gist of trying to make sure there's no other things. I'm trying to make sure that I pretty much did everything that you would possibly see. Yeah, and I did. So this concludes the mathematics computation of the Tabe test, which is the test of adult basic education. I'm Mr. Thomas, and I'd like to thank you for watching. And tell other people about this. It's free, okay? A lot of people are out here trying to sell you products. You know, they want to make money off you, but if you're in a situation where you have to take the Tabe test, you're probably out of work, and you're probably not making a lot of money, or you're probably just kind of living off what you saved. So, I mean, this is cost effective. It's free. Now, if you looked at this stuff and you said, look, I can't do this, then yeah, I do offer tutoring. I offer low-cost tutoring. You know, I'll work with you. But 9 times out of 10, you could be like, hey, do more videos on percentages, or do more videos on whatever, and I'll just do the videos if I see it in my comment section. And that's why I encourage you to like this video, subscribe it, and share it with anybody. Like, I guess when you go to whatever your work program is or whatever, and you know other people looking to take the Tabe test, just be like, hey man, I know this guy, you know, he's got videos, they're free, so take advantage of it. Alright, so I'm Mr. Thomas with Tabe Test Prep. Have a good evening, and I'd like to thank you for watching. Bye bye.